Today I'm going to be sharing with you the wisdom, the words that actually changed my life and led me to my fiance. This wisdom will change the way that you move about the dating world. And if we don't know each other, my name is Taylor Carr. I'm a femininity coach. I specialize in love, dating, and relationships. My grandmother is a very wise woman. She's been married many times to many wealthy, famous men in the world, politicians, actors, etc. And she's basically Marilyn Monroe, if Marilyn Monroe had not left this earth. Men fall in love with her wherever she goes. And somehow she always ended up in relationships with men who took amazing, amazing care of her. And one day she said the words to me, "Now that's a man you could fall in love with. Now that's a man you could fall in love with." This hit differently for me because I didn't ever think about love like that. I always thought like you just fall in love or you don't. There's chemistry or there's not. That was a very immature way of going about relationship. Whereas when she said those words to me, something changed inside of me, something clicked. I learned that day that we get to intentionally choose our partners, that we can intentionally look for people who are crazy about us, who take amazing care of us, who put us on the pedestal, who, put us above all this other stuff, who would never hurt you or harm you because they actually adore you and respect you. It isn't about chemistry or Mother Nature trying to push two people together in order to have a baby because your genetics and their genetics would make a strong one, and then in 2 years the love goggles come off and then suddenly they're chewing in front of you and you were like, have you always chewed this loud? It's not about that. It's about intelligently choosing a safe, kind person who's genuinely a match for you, who's genuinely, what's the word I'm looking for? Compatible with you. And you're not leaving it all up to chance and chemicals that are gonna fade anyway. Now that's a man you could fall in love with. Encouraged me and inspired me to just date really great men and see what happens. And I fell in love with one because how could I not? Because he was so genuine, authentic, kind, generous, romantic, all of these things where over time, the more that compounded on top of itself, over time, the more that I saw him showing up in these ways, not just for me, but for himself and everybody else in the world, the more I was like, how could I not? How could I not fall in love with this gentle, kind, amazing, deeply masculine man? I no longer left my relationships up to chance to potentially end up with somebody who could be dangerous, who could not love and respect and revere me, who could not trust me, who could have all these wounds and all these damages and all these things that they project onto me. Instead, I became an active player in my relationship. I became an active player, even as a lover girly, in falling in love with the type of man that would take care of me, my heart, my soul, my safety, my emotions for the rest of my life. Now that's a man you could fall in love with.